So I just finished painting over the outside edges just to give myself a little bit of a bouquet shape, and I need to practice that more because the other girls actually look like a bouquet. The way that I'm thinking of this is I'm looking over the top of it a little bit, so I'll do better as I get, you know, more confident or whatever. But for now, I'm going to put a couple more blooms in here. So I'm almost out of space on this palette paper already. I'm thinking like a coral color would be pretty, so let's see what I got. I think that coral is like pink and yellow or something, but I'm hoping I have something that's pre-mixed that'll work. Yeah, whatever this color is cool looking. So I'm going to use it. And let's see if there's a place that's dry. Okay. So this one is already opaque, and I can tell because it's got that square right there. This is a golden so flat. And I'm just using a different shape brush so that my balloons will be different shapes, hopefully. I'm gonna just randomly put them in here. I don't want to cover up, like, I don't want it to be the whole top layer, but a couple of them I'm gonna put over top of these yellow ones. It says it's opaque, but it's semi-transparent right now. And we'll add some white to it, so it'll be a little bit easier to make some fun. I'm gonna put one here. I should be using a round brush for this, but I just don't know where, I actually know where they are. I just don't have them in here because they're needing to be washed. They're by the sink waiting like the good little students that they are. So sort of a poppy shape, red shape, something, I don't know. But I'm not gonna put a ton of them. I'll put a couple of little blooms in here. Like, they're not really blooms because I don't know what the shape of a poppy bloom is, but just little highlight colors that I'll throw some white on and make into a semi-floral shape. But I did 3 bigger ones. Suzanne always does that, everything in 3s. So that's probably where I got that. This one's getting bigger than I wanted it to. So that happens sometimes. But see how I have some yellows that I'm not touching because I want them to be the top layer sometimes too. All right, let's see, we have a bunch of this paint left over. And I'm gonna decorate this palette page later, so just move it around a little bit. I'm gonna add this white to this part right here, just to lighten that up a little bit. And I'm gonna go in and highlight some of these. I really need to get a different brush, y'all. This is a learning process. This is way too big of a brush, and it's just flat, and there's just, I'm not skilled enough to to make it behave the way that probably somebody who can paint really well does. Now I'm just going around and doing like 3 big lines so that this kind of looks like a flower shape. Well, maybe 4 in this one. And then see, all I'm doing now is just adding that little highlight in these areas like that. And I'll have to do a center, but just so we are clear, one of the things Suzanne pointed out, and I'm really glad she did, is the center is not always the center. And if you look at some of your flowers next time, you'll notice that, and just remember it, because you'll beat yourself to death trying to make a flower not look too realistic and put the thing right in the center. Uh-oh, I just got some blue on that by accident. I didn't mean to do that. I'm just going back around one more time, this time just doing a little thinner highlight with my brush. So there's 3 different shades now. It's a middle and a, it's getting less and less because it's blended, but it's a middle and the darkest, and then one more with a little teeny bit more white. And you can see it a lot better in person, I'm sure, but also you need to clean your brush more than I am. I tend to want to see the end result too soon, so I skip steps and then I regret it later. But for now, this is what it's looking like, and I like it. So now, because I know I'm done with that color, I'm just gonna move some of this around on my palette page again, because like I said, I will be marking this up later and selling it because they're so cute. And I usually only do about a 9-inch area or so of it, because I'm not putting extra paint on here. The only thing extra I'll do is I'll embellish it with some acrylic paint sticks, maybe pastels or something on top of that once it dries, but there's no rhyme or reason to what I do with these palette pages, and people want original art sometimes and don't really want to fork out way too much dough for their budget, and I get that completely. I just get purple in here. And so little $20 framed palette papers, or if you do the frame, probably 25. Once you embellish them a little with some paint pens or whatever, is really cool. So I know when you think that I don't know, just know I know that none of that is really looking good right now, but eventually it does. And I just don't know how. So I'm gonna put some centers in these and maybe a couple of little leafy things in here with some darker green. Watch me do something real lazy for my centers. Okay, let's see, maybe these, I don't know, I think the paint's probably too wet. Yeah, it won't show up. Maybe an oil pastel, because I'm probably not gonna pass over that again. So let's just get a, whatever tangerine yellow that is, that'll be good. That one's in the center, that one's not. That one's semi in the center, and that one's not. Okay, so if you see that I did them off center mostly. And then I don't think I need any for the yellow or the blue. I think that their shapes are fine. So I'm gonna take some dark green and just make some little leaf shapes in here or something. Maybe I'll do that with a pastel too. Maybe I'll do it with this. Let's see. That's too blue-green. I don't know if y'all know this, but I live 2 houses, and it's a pain in the whole ass where you have to have 2 of everything. And whenever I move into the other house, when my little one is grown, it's gonna be real difficult. I'm just checking the color of this beside. Yeah, that'll be all right. It's gonna be real difficult to sort out all the supplies that I have. I just want to put some little darker green things in here. I don't even know why. I just felt like it needed it. All right. These are just random placement, random shape, all that. Because when you're looking at a bouquet, you don't see the whole leaf every time. Just see pops of it sticking out here and there. She also did like some floral like stems or whatever. But I already feel like I'm butchering the floral world quite enough. And until I know what that really should look like, I should probably leave that alone. Leave it to the professionals. But either way, now there's some darks in there. All right, I'm gonna put that away. And this will be cool later, I promise it will. I don't know if I have one in here right now, but I'm framing a bunch to sell this next weekend. So I feel like there needs to be some pops of white too, but I don't really know what to do for that. Maybe I'll just do some like round blooms with my acrylic white stick. Just random shapes that I don't even know what they are. So that's what we're doing all along. I semi have some knockout roses on here. These red things look semi like knockout roses. And I'm just gonna throw some white shapes on here with this paint stick. Just as filler, because I don't know why actually. I should have known that was going to happen, that green and that pastel. But it doesn't look bad, so now I'm doing it on purpose in other spots. Happy accidents. And I do need to study composition, color theory, actual what florals should look like, you know, all that stuff. I feel like I'm learning and growing my community as I go. So don't bury me with nasty comments. I've had a couple of those. They're not fun. Somebody said, go study composition and come back to me. I was like, I won't be back. Thanks. Okay, bye. Alright, so this white stick thing has too many other colors all over it. So I'm having to be really careful. But I do like this squiggly little bloom whenever I get it in a good spot without a bunch of the green all over it. So that's what I'm doing now. Maybe right there, just really staying away from that green. And what I'm gonna do is put another little swirl in it. That's just a good filler. I don't know if I can do a swirl with the end of a paint stick, like, yeah. Starting to dry already. Those are a fun tool if you don't have them. So fun. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So this is just playing with flowers. So I'm apparently just in my trying to decide what I like painting the most era. And I know you're not supposed to put pasta pens on top of some things, but I feel like I need to make some of this stuff sharper. It's hard in the yard right now. Goodness gracious, every time I bend over, I'm so old. So I'm just gonna lightly do this and see what happens. Nope, fake news. This is a toolie pen. I don't mind messing them up as much as I mind messing up my Posca pens. So I'm just kind of taking that green leaf shape and outlining it because I like the way it looks. I'm sort of obsessed with stuff like this, but I don't want to do it everywhere because it can be too much, as a lot of you have pointed out, that y'all feel like that you go too hard. I do too. But if I had time, which I do, but I don't want to, I'd spray some fixative on this before I did this. But for now, I'm just going for it. Ooh, I just made a big old boo-boo. It'll be all right. Pasta can get taken back up pretty quickly too. So I can sort of make it like a thinner line again. I can try. I should really spray fixative on this. Tell me if I'm the only one that will literally do everything I can to not have to do the extra steps and then regret it because I ruined a bunch of really cool paintings like this one right now. What I'm doing. Yeah, that's a mess. That is, oh, and then I got it all over my yellow flower. Jesus, be a fence. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna leave that alone because that just got messy. I'm gonna put some of this paint right here and then I'm gonna stop ruining my stuff. Dang it. I'm gonna do it with a brush like this, and it's just not gonna be as perfect as I want it to be. And that's just gonna have to be what it is. I think it's fun. All of us learning all this at the same time. why this is free information. Because I am not the professional in this area at all. I'm really not the professional in many areas, but I can help you figure out how to sell your art because I'm doing that really well. But painting florals, I'm going to leave that to Suzanne Allard. One of these days, maybe it'll be me. So did y'all ever put Posca pen or Thule pen paint out on the table like that and then use it instead of using the pen? Because if you haven't, it's a really good cheat. And because I couldn't get the line thin, I'm making it like it's on purpose, that I'm doing them all thicker. That's how you fix mistakes in art. You're like, oh, look at that. It's way better, even if it's not. Because it's my art, and I think it looks very cool. And then I'll put it in one of those apps, and it'll look even cooler. But yeah, this side over here got silly sideways. But these colors all look pretty together, so I'm just leaving it just like that. And then one day when I grow up and I learn how to really paint, I'll post that too. I really feel like this one bloom, that blue one is out there and should probably be covered up, and then the composition wouldn't look so weird. But we live and we learn, and this was just a fun exercise. Enjoy.